Gruesome blows. Coldest takedowns. Attempts to kill. MMA is an extreme sport, but does it give you the license to kill? Well, these fighters thought so, and got themselves kicked out of the octagon. So let's begin with one of the most ruthless fighters of this generation. This was a fight that Jones can never forget. It was the year 2009. Jon Jones was taking Matt Hamill on The Ultimate Fighter heavyweight finale. Jones was just a rookie and this fight was huge for him. But as it began, Jones and Hamill switched roles. Jon was literally teaching Hamill how to fight. It was a barrage of punches and kicks. Jon Bones. Jones was all over Hamill, but in a moment of fury, Jones crossed the line and went a little too far. He elbowed Hamill and it was a vicious one. This 12-6 elbow heavily injured Hamill's nose. I mean, what was the need? Damn! Consequently, Jones was disqualified for violation of the unified rules of the fight. Even though Jones had dominated the entire time, he was handed over the loss, and to date,
Jones is the youngest champion!
This remains his only loss. Even the UFC president tried to get the result overturned, but his efforts were in vain. This DQ was acceptable, but our next one was so controversial that every MMA expert was in a state of shock. As the ferocious Petr Yan took on Aljamain Sterling in UFC 259, things did not go as planned. The fight began, Sterling had the upper hand. He was straight on dominant. But as time passed, Petr No Mercy Yan made a surprise recovery. Bro just pressed a switch and he was recharged again. Damn! As the fight intensified, the bantamweight champion Yan became more dominant. At one point, he was controlling Sterling. But then in the fourth round, everything changed. Petr blasted a barbaric knee through the skull of Sterling.
Time! His knee was down.
And knocked him down. There was disbelief. The crowd, everyone watching on the TV screens, everyone was stunned. Since the knee was illegal, Yan got penalized and was disqualified. Not only this, he also lost his championship title. All of this was followed by controversies and disputes. The fans accused Sterling of faking it just so he could win the title. Sterling was pissed, and as soon as he got the opportunity to prove himself again, he silenced all of his haters and annihilated Yan defending his title at UFC 273. And as for our next fighter, this disqualification ended his career. This proved to be the last professional fight for Nick Serra, and honestly, it did not come as a surprise. Nick was up against Matt Makowski, and being at the end of his career, his prowess was never the same. He didn't have the speed, agility, and strength that his young self fostered. So from the word go, Nick struggled. And Matt left no stone unturned as he taught Nick the lesson of a lifetime. And going into the second round, it all blew up. As the fight escalated, Nick took the damage. Intense punches and kicks. Matt had unleashed his wrath on the old man. But soon this agony ended, with 1 minute and 19 seconds to go. In round 2, Nick fell to the ground and didn't let Matt touch him. The ref first gave him a 1-point penalty, but he was rusty and getting back onto his feet was a tough ask. He tried, but this was beyond his capacity. The ref intervened once again, this time handing Nick DQ for falling on the floor and not engaging his opponent in the fight at all. This was indeed an embarrassing end to Nick's MMA career. What a shame. And as we move to our next fight, this one careless mistake messed up the entire fight for our next guy. Damn.
Michel Pereira was all set to take on Diego Sanchez in February 2020. It was expected to be a banger. Both of these guys were like raging bulls as they entered the octagon. This was promised to be a top-notch fight. As the duel began, Sanchez dazzled the crowd first, firing a forward roll kick shortly after the opening bell. But after that, it was Pereira's show altogether. Sanchez's trademark takedowns were nowhere to be found as Pereira stuffed the attempts and punished Sanchez with punches and kicks. Pereira was on his way to a decision win as he mixed an array of flashy moves with solid technical striking. But all of it went into shambles when Pereira seemingly lost his composure in round 3, throwing a knee at Sanchez's head as he held him down against the cage.
Oh! He was on the ground.
Herzog immediately intervened. At this point, it was too late. Sanchez had a cut on his eye and was bleeding. The bout was waved off, and Pereira was disqualified. What a shame! A terrible way to lose the match you were dominating like a king. Damn, but
it was still not half as bad as getting a DQ in your first every professional MMA fight. Man.
Greg Hardy was a former NFL player with a very notorious personality and bad reputation. It didn't change even during his MMA career, as he was a very controversial figure. His first MMA matchup came against Alan Crowder, and to be honest, it was not a great fight at all. Throughout the match, he was exhausted, and Crowder did not make things easier. Pretty Boy gave Hardy tough competition, making him feel the competitiveness of MMA, and then as soon as he got the chance, Hardy attempted to grab Crowder, but he ducked and pushed Hardy into a corner. Hardy broke free, and both the fighters were pouncing onto each other, lying in the center of the octagon. Then as Hardy recovered, he realized it was the perfect chance to finish things once and for all. And bang, a brutal kick flew in, annihilating Crowder altogether. But there was a downside. This kick was illegal by all means. It was against the rules, and Hardy got disqualified. A terrible way to start his career, right? Well, if you break the rules, this is bound to happen. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave your opinion in the comments below. Until next time, take care.